There's a quote in African culture that reminds me of why we're all here today, and the quote is, "You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together." I think this changes cultures, not just at work, but dare I say, this could change how we live in this world. Have you ever had a moment that made you question your entire life?
I'm so alive with you, I'm awake in my soul.
Tonight, I'm at Orange County's Top Workplaces 2018, and I want to talk about my favorite African word, Ubuntu, which means I am, because we are, and give some practical tips on how to make this actionable in any workplace. We as human beings think 60,000 thoughts a day, 85% of which are negative. If we're not civil to ourselves, if we're not kind to ourselves, then we have no chance of sharing that kindness with other people. We have so much power to have impact, to create powerful, positive workplaces, to change the world as we know it.
Give me strength.
OC Top Workplaces!
I loved him. I loved his positivity.
Shola was fantastic. We need more people like him.
14 years ago, I worked in a work environment that can only be described as soul-destroying. And I made a decision in 2005 that I was going to take my own life. I remember a time where a group of friends hung out with me and I thought that we were cool, and only to find out that the only reason why they're inviting me into their group was because they want to make fun of me and how I spoke. So I always had this kind of undercurrent of unworthiness kind of going through my life. As I got older, and the bullies who were young and throwing me up against my locker now became the bosses and colleagues of the workplace, it got a little tougher. And over a period of years, I ended up falling to a very deep depression. I woke up one morning, there was such a hopelessness as I had this realization, like, another 30 years of workplaces like this where I'm gonna have to fight for my dignity and for my respect just to earn a paycheck, and I couldn't mentally reconcile with that. I was driving down the I-405 freeway in Los Angeles, and I made a decision to drive my car off of the freeway overpass in an attempt to end my own life. And I took my car and I swerved it as hard as I could sharply off the road towards the guardrail, and thankfully I just ended up nicking the guardrail and spinning back into oncoming traffic, and then I settled on the shoulder of the road, and I just thought to myself, what did I just do? I almost ended my life due to how I was being treated at work. And I said, why isn't someone doing something about this? And then one of my buddies said, hey man, you're somebody, why don't you do something about this? And here I am. My goal here is to figure out how we can flip this around and create a positive workplace for all of us.
He's amazing. I mean, we were like screaming for him the whole entire time.
Critical care nurses!
I wish everybody was like him. Our world would be a much better place.
Ubuntu. You be you, NTU, and the word means I am because we are. Every interaction, you're either giving life or you are draining it. There is no neutral exchange. If you think about it this way, then every single thing matters. It matters if you're having a one-on-one meeting with an employee and you're swiping through your cell phone. That matters. It matters if you choose not to recognize someone. It matters if you take the time with someone who's struggling and support them. All these things matter, and there's no throwaway moments. And I think this comes down to one simple thing: kindness. You know what my nickname is around the country where people call me? They call me Brother Teresa. I'm not here to rehabilitate mean and hateful behavior. What I want to do instead is show people you create an environment in the workplace that's healthy, that has high levels of trust. It creates an environment that makes it so incivility and bullying cannot thrive. Is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? 3 questions that you need to ask yourself before you speak or do anything. Just commit to leaving every single thing you touch and every one you touch just a little bit better than you found them. You must connect to your higher self at work, your H-I-R-E self. Do you remember the person who you said you were in your job interview?
got to do something. You've got to act. People were so big on saying, I'm woke. I'm so woke. I'm glad you're woke, but get to work. And with that, Ubuntu! And thank you all. Enjoy your night. Congratulations.